So for task 91, accessing nested objects. So the subproperties of objects can be accessed by chaining together the dot or bracket notation. So our storage dot cabinet top drawer dot folder 2 would be the string secrets, and our storage dot this dot drawer would be the string stapler. Access the my storage object and assign the contents of the glove box property to the glove box contents variable. Use dot notation for all properties where possible. Otherwise, use bracket notation. So var glove box contents is equal to my storage dot car dot inside. So glove box we use dot car because it's stated here a car string car. So next is accessing nested arrays. So our pets 0 that names 1 would be the string fluffy, and our pets 1 that names 0 would be the string spot. Using dot and bracket notation, set the variable second 3 to the second item in the trees list from the myPlants objects. So var second 3 is equal to myPlants 1 dot list 1. Okay. Next, record collection. So we're given an object. So you start with an update records function that takes an object literal records containing the musical album collection and ID, a prop like artist or tracks, and a value. Complete the function using the rules below to modify the object passed to the function. First rule, your function must always return the entire record collection object. Second is, if prop isn't tracks and value is an empty string, update or set that album's prop to value. If prop is tracks but the album doesn't have a tracks property, create an empty array and add value to it. If prop is tracks and value isn't an empty string, add value to the end of the album's existing tracks array. If value is an empty string, delete the given prop property from the album. So a copy of the record collection object is used for the test. So I already stated here. So let's say if prop strictly equal to tracks in value, then records ID and prop is equal to value. So else if prop strictly equal is equal to tracks and records ID has own property tracks, then records ID prop is equal to bracket notation value. Else if prop is equal to tracks and value, then records ID prop that push value. Else if not a value, then delete records ID and prop, then return records, then update records, record collection 5439, artist is Abba. So let's run. Okay, next, iterate with JavaScript while loops. So in the code example above, the while loop will execute 5 times and append the numbers 0 to through 4 to our array. Let's try getting a while loop to work by pushing values to an array. Add the numbers 5 through 0 inclusive in descending order to my array using a while loop. So var my array. So var I var I is equal to 5, while I is greater than or equal to 0. Then my array that push the value I, then I b minus minus. Okay, let's try. Okay, next, iterate with JavaScript for loops. So our array will now have the value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Use a for loop push to push the values 1 through 5 onto my array. So var my array, say for var I is equal to 1 and I is less than or equal to 5, then I is equal to 1, then my array that push that push 1. Let's try. Let's review. So var I is equal to 1, and if I is less than or equal to 5, then I is equal to 1, then my array that push I. Okay. Next is iterate odd numbers with a for loop. So push the odd numbers from 1 through 9 to my array using a for loop. So var my array, so for var I is equal to 1 and I is less than or equal to 10 and I is less or equal to 2, then my array dot push to I, value of I. Okay, next, count backwards with the for loop. So our array will now contain 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Let's change our initialization and final expression so we can count backwards by 2s to create an array of descending odd numbers. Push the odd numbers from 9 through 1 to my array using a for loop. So for var I is equal to 9 and I is less than or equal to 1 and I is minus or equal to 2, then my array dot push to the value of I. Okay.